Everybody, State 48, the great here. Today I'm going to be talking about the Arizona Cardinals, of course, and who I think they should get in the first round in the draft and also free agency. Let's get it. Okay, I'm going to start off on like the realistic free agencies who I think they should get. Uh, I know a lot of people are saying we should go O lineman in the draft, which I disagree, you know. But I'm going to be talking about who I think they should get in the draft a little later on in the video, so stick around. But you know, I think they should go. I think they should go hard in the paint on old linemen during free agency. I feel like there's a lot of guys coming in free agency who I think most teams, will have a hard time trying to re-sign. So a lot of Cardinals have a lot of salary cap. Well, I think they just re-signed. They re-signed offensive tackle DJ Humphries to a 3-year deal for 45 million with 29 million guaranteed and 30 million coming in his first 2 years. So I kind of took up most of the salary cap. But I feel like with that being said, with them doing that, that just makes it obvious what they're going to do in free agency. They're going to go hard for O-linemen. They're going to fix their O-linemen. That's just a start because they see DJ Humphries as a good leader. And he really is. He showed a lot of leadership. He also shows a lot of good charismatics, with the community. I like what he did. I like what he does. And, he shows that dude you want on your team. He's that guy. And with re-signing him, that just shows that's just a little glimpse of what they're going to do. They're going to fix their old lineman probably like in the beginning of the free agency. They're going to try to fix it. They're going to go defense as well, but I feel like they're going to go hard in the paint for old linemen. Okay, with the realistic people who I think they're probably going to go after, I think they're going to go after the Green Bay Packers tackle Brian Bulaga. He played 16 games. He only had 16 penalties, 4 sacks allowed. He has been the best right tackles in football over the course of his career. So that's the big problem with him is injury, of course. But I feel like he showed like he could be a good tackle by playing 16 games last season. So he showed he could be out there, and he showed improvement. He was a big part of the reason Green Bay Packers had a good running game, and they fell short in the playoffs, but that wasn't his fault. And Rodgers was trying to do too much. But now we'll talk about that another time. But no, he shows good potential. I feel like he'll fit great. I feel like he could play right tackle, and DJ Humphries could play left tackle, so that they could help Kenyon Drake. Well, that's if we sign Kenyon Drake to a new contract. I feel like they are. I feel like they're probably going to bring him back for maybe a year or two. I feel like they're going to dump David Johnson in the draft. What, man? I feel bad for David Johnson, dude. I had high hopes for that guy, but he degraded a lot rapidly, man. Like, even on Madden, man, they don't show him do no love. He's back in the 79 overall, or I think it was 79 or 78 overall. I'm like, damn. He was just like 90s overall last Madden a year ago. Like, jeez. But, it happens. I feel like he doesn't fit well with us. I feel like Kenyon Drake's a better man for the job. I wouldn't mind if they played David Johnson to like maybe a right receiver. That'd be kind of cool to see. Maybe move him positions, but I feel like that's not what they're gonna do. I feel like they're gonna try to pick up maybe a defensive asset in the draft. Like once they trade him for a pick, they're gonna use that pick for a defensive guy. So I feel like maybe that might be the route to go with him. But no, back to Brian Bulaga, man. I feel like he'll fit perfect for us. I feel like he'll help Kyler Murray, and he'll also help Kenyon Drake. Another guy who I think they should go after is Connor McGovern. He's a center. I feel like Shipley, with him getting older, I feel like he doesn't have much left in the tank. I feel like Connor McGregor, sorry. That was I mean Connor McGovern. I feel like with him being 26 years old, I feel like he has a lot of potential more left, and I feel like He's still young, so the Broncos might re-sign him. They might try to re-sign him, but I feel like I don't know. He might test the waters a little bit, and I feel like the Cardinals might have a chance to pick him up. Because we need a new center. Shipley, I feel like he was on the urge of retiring. He might retire. Like who knows? One of these days we might see the news break out that Shipley's retiring. So he's on the urge of retirement. So I feel like with him on the urge of retiring, I feel like who's the other guy? I think Cole, something Cole. I forgot his name. Him, he played pretty well as well, but I feel like he's not that great as Connor McGurban, who I think they should pick up as well. Sorry, y'all. I know my son's in the background being all loud. Don't mind him. Okay, now on the defensive side of the ball, what I think they should go after in free agency is Michael Brockers. With the Rams having not much salary cap left, especially after they probably try to sign Jalen Ramsey to a new contract. They're gonna be stuck. They're not gonna have enough money to resign these great guys that are coming off of their contracts on their team. But Michael Brockers, he's one of them. He's a defensive tackle. He's a monstrous force against the run. He can get to the quarterback on occasion. He'll turn 30 in December, but he's still somewhat young. He's only 30. Him and Chandler Jones as a duo, man, they could be something. They could really transform that defensive line. I know, it doesn't. It takes more than just two guys, but I feel like with them being that duo, just like we thought Terrell Suggs and Chandler Jones were gonna be a great duo, but Terrell Suggs, his age played a big part of him, not playing well, so he didn't really have much left in the tank. So, but with adding Michael Broxers, him only being 30, with him only being 30, I feel like him and Chandler Jones, they'll play, they'll go after the quarterback pretty frequently and, bring fears into them quarterbacks. Okay, as far as the safety, as the secondary goes, I feel like, man, I don't know who we could pick up with that. Maybe we could go through the draft with that. But we need a lot of help. I feel like they allowed a lot of passing yards. With Patrick Peterson, like he didn't really play as well as he did. With previous years. I feel like he digressed as well too, and I feel like maybe he was doing that on purpose. I don't want to say that but it looked like he wasn't trying. Like if you watch the games, it looked like he wasn't trying hard. Like he normally does. He didn't look like his normal self. So I don't know. I think Steve Keim, he got on the talk radio with I think Doug Wolf, the local Arizona talk show, whatever. He got on there and he was saying how they want Patrick Peterson to retire a Cardinal. I feel like that could be a good thing. That'd be kind of cool to see. He could be like another Larry Fitzgerald on the defensive side. But with him requesting a trade just like a few years ago, I think last year too, he was talking about requesting a trade, and but I think he only got like that because he felt some type of way how we got rid of Tyrann Mathieu, without letting him know and just dumping him, we got rid of his buddies or whatever, so he started feeling some type of way, but he probably seen that we showed a lot of loyalty, even though he got suspended those games, we still showed loyalty to him, and we showed him that we want him here, so maybe he would want to resign with us. But yeah, and also if Byron Murphy, the other cornerback on the other side of the ball, if he could live up to that potential, we think if he could live up to that potential, then I feel like, man, our secondary could be something. I feel like we can make that next step. I feel like our secondary could take that big leap. And with Buda Baker as well, he could be a great leader. He could show these guys the ropes and show them how to, make some great plays. I feel like with Patrick, if we somehow resign Patrick Peterson, he could help Byron Murphy. With Byron Murphy needs to progress. Cause I feel like he played decent, but he didn't play up to par. Like he didn't. he didn't play as well as we all thought he would. So I feel like he needs to step it up a little bit. Okay, now here comes the big part. With the eighth pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals should select C.D. Lamb. Yep, I said it. C.D. Lamb from Oklahoma. Man, I feel like adding him would be sensational. Not only for Arizona Cardinals fans, but for NFL fans in general. I feel like him and Kyler Murray, that duo, man, they'll be killer. That offense will be. Not to mention they have Christian Kirk, Andy Isabella, Hakeem Butler, Larry Fitzgerald. Man, and like I said, if they somehow add those guys that I was talking about earlier in the video, the O-line man, if we somehow add those guys and they make a big impact immediately as soon as the season starts, man, we'll be something. We'll probably make a playoff push, but like I said, we just gotta add those guys, and like I said, with them resigning DJ Humphries to that 3 million, that 3 year contract for that 43 million, I think it was. But them doing that, that just makes it obvious of what they're going to do. I feel like this is the route they're going to go. They're going to go hard for O-line man and free agency, and they're going to draft C.D. Lamb. It's just obvious, like, if you don't see it, then you must be blind, boy. But now, it's just common sense. You can see what they're doing with Cliff Kingsbury. He wants to bring that culture in. He wants to start that new culture with C.D. Lamb, Kyler Murray, and him, Cliff Kingsbury, them Texas boys. But nah, man, that would be sensational. In my personal opinion, if we had a choice between Jerry Jeudy and C.D. Lamb, they better go C.D. Lamb. What you mean? They better go C.D. Lamb, man. Cause like in my personal opinion, I feel like C.D. Lamb has a long term, like he has a long term to be a better player long term. I feel like Jerry Jeudy, he could probably be injury prone because the way he plays, like he's fast. He's like more like a Odell Beckham. We see how Odell Beckham is now. He got injured. He gets injured a lot, and I feel like Jerry Jeudy could be that next Odell Beckham. He could be getting injured because like he's fast, and then the way his footwork, he can like twist the ankle or something. As far as Jerry Jeudy, C.D. Lamb, as far as he plays, he plays at his pace. He's not the fastest guy coming. He's not the fastest receiver coming into the draft. But he plays at his pace, and he plays very smart. And that's what I like about him. He could catch in tight coverages. He can make big plays after the catch. He could block. He got the full package for a wide receiver that you want on your team. And with him having that chemistry with Kyler Murray already, man, why wouldn't you not pick him? I feel like those guys, they could be a great duo. And that would bring a great culture to Arizona. Like, man, just having those guys on the field together with the better offensive line, who I think, those guys that I mentioned, I hope they pick them up. But yeah, man, I just feel like that's what I think what they should do, and I feel like that would be the route to go. All right, y'all. I'm done with this video. I hope y'all liked it. Like and subscribe. Show me some love. I'm still new to this. But if y'all show me some more love, and I'll start uploading more videos, more frequently. All right, y'all. Have a blessed day. Peace.